respond to that?
Sure.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. So with first, I'll talk about the taxes you were talking about there. That might have been how things worked back in the day. Right now, we fossil fuel subsidies are basically tax breaks and things directly paid to fossil fuel companies by the government.
Can you give an example of that?
Billion. Okay, well, the fossil fuel, the tax rebate,
yes.
The fuel tax rebate scheme. So basically, that's $2 billion a year that we, as taxpayers, directly hand over to mining companies. And you can research all this. So basically, that's the equivalent of like every Australian once a year handing over like nearly $200.
Would you
to
suggest
mining
that
companies.
the net result of the tax system is that the coal companies and oil companies are receiving money from the revenue or paying money to the revenue? What do you think is...
They're receiving money.
They are, even, surely not.
No, they are though. This is actually...
No, look, I appreciate they get rebates, but the net result, they pay royalties, they pay tax.
Because I'm a journalist as well, I've been investigating this, and Tony McGarr, he's the head of the mining union, and he's become very outspoken lately, and he's been saying, we're getting too much money from taxpayers. The mining company, the mining industry is dwarfing every other industry around it. We're actually getting paid way too much. And he's come out and said this. So if the head of the mining union thinks that, $13 billion a year in tax breaks and subsidies is too much, then clearly there's a problem. And what's happening is that our tourism industry is under threat now. They're going to rip up the Great Barrier Reef. They're destroying places in the Tarkine. And, we've got a massive, horrible budget looming over our heads, but they haven't even thought about just, slightly changing the system of fossil fuel subsidies. That could bring in, even just $2 billion in revenue that could be spent on education or or health. I don't really agree with that idea that mining companies are propping up education and health. That's not the case anymore.
You mentioned the mining union. Are you in fact talking about the CFMEU, the Construction, Forestry, Mining Employees Union?
Yeah.
Are you aware of the current Royal Commission into the activities of the CFMEU, of standover tactics, bullying?
I've heard about this.
Women in their offices are being bullied by these standover merchants who come in and say, you will do what we tell you to do, otherwise we'll make trouble for you.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that sort of approach to things?
I'm not really sure what you're referring to.
So you're unaware of the Trade Union Royal Commission?
No, but what does this have to do with what we're talking about?
Well, you brought up the mining union, so I'm responding to your comment.
Yeah,
if you'd rather not talk about that.
That's not really my area of interest.
Okay, all right. Well, you brought it up. I didn't bring it up.
I'm talking about the mining union.
Well,
I'm talking about
that's the CFMEU.
But I'm specifically talking about fossil fuel subsidies. I'm not really talking about how they work as an organisation.
Right. Can I ask you, there's an issue of social importance now.